So that pretty much wraps up the show. I do have one more thing. Looks like Suge Knight made a rant from prison. And what I can't wrap my head around this is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that somehow Suge Knight has the ability to be able to reach the public through podcasts. Did you guys hear anything about that?
I already had some kind of podcast.
I didn't think the penitentiaries in California allow you to podcast out of these prisons unless somebody's getting their pockets lined, right?
I mean,
that's kind of wild. But even after the first couple, they should have checked the whole cell of where he's at and make sure they remove everything that's possible. I don't know what's that about.
Accommodating for some things, because from you are well aware of, a lot of folks write their albums and stuff like that from. I'm not sure. This is what I heard. This is like alleged stuff that R. Kelly is finishing up on the album too while he's locked up. So
album?
Yeah.
He said he has 25.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they got some. I remember Tupac was writing some of his stuff while he was locked up too. So if they were doing that, what's the difference in doing a podcast now? It's simple. Somebody probably giving them some.
Well,
Life
Jennings is another one. I mean, Jennings, he's a super good singer. I mean, this artist, he's off the charts.
Yeah.
And he wrote a lot of his songs while he was incarcerated. Yeah. So it looks like Suge Knight's podcast is called Collect Call with Suge Knight. So somebody obviously might be funding it from the outside. It says it's a podcast series that features conversations between Suge Knight and influential figures in the hip-hop culture. It's available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Suge Knight is mad because I guess Snoop purchased Death Row Records. At least that's what I was reading here. He had some type of rant saying he had been annoyed with Snoop taking over Death Row Records. And he has no business to be annoyed because everything that...
It's not like he can do anything from there.
Exactly. Not only that, Suge Knight, everything he did was self-inflicted. Nobody forced Suge Knight to do anything. Suge Knight was at the top of the hip-hop world at one point with Death Row Records. I mean, the guy was worth over hundreds of millions of dollars at one point. And now he's sitting up rotting in a jail cell. So that's on him. He can't be pissed off at nobody on the outside making business transaction. I don't understand it. Help me understand that.
He's just jealous. He's jealous.
Obviously he is.
Obviously he's been living on borrowed time for decades, so I'm confused. What is he jealous about?
Because he blew his own opportunity, man. Snoop was a guy who was under him, and now the stuff that they built, he was just jealous, man. And now he's out apparently watching Snoop do his thing. He's been in the Super Bowl. He's been hanging out with the president, and he's been hanging out with all kind of other people. So, hey, come on, man. Now this guy's sitting there, cool, bringing this guy into the public. He was the one introduced this guy to the public, and now he's a superstar, mega superstar, in fact. And now you sitting behind where you can't even go out and share a cigar with your buddies because he just like to smoke cigars. Now you watch a guy who continue to grow, and now he bought what you started. That's jealousy, man. Should need to go serve his time. He should have been in a long time ago before even this incident, and he blew it. So sit down somewhere and finish your podcast. That's all you need to do, man, because you jealous. That's all he is a jealous guy ranting about what the next man is doing. Let Snoop do his thing. He already done jumped the fence. Leave him there. Leave the man alone.
Well, let me just say this. He's eligible for parole in 2034.
That don't mean he's going to make it out of there.
It don't mean he's going to make it out.
10 years.
Right. He'll be 69 years old.
Okay.
He'll be 69 years old.
Oh, what a number.
Yeah. What a number. 69, right?
Now watch this. He was already falling out before that happened. Remember that? He had a bunch of health
You've reached the end of another episode of the DC Stewart Sports Talk podcast. Be sure to connect with us at Facebook and Twitter.com. Your voice is important, so head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Catch our next episode.